Hello and happy Wednesday.
Ah,
Welcome to Insurance Power Hour. Tonight we have Christine with us. She is a couple of things, our insurance alignment queen, so that we can stay balanced. Burnout is our commercial queen. And I hear you've been traveling a lot.
yeah, I have. I just came back from a beautiful vacation with my daughter. We went on a trip, mother-daughter trip for a week down south, so it was really nice and glad to be back. I came back in the beginning, end of last week, so I had at least the weekend to unwind, and now the craziness has started back.
Oh, yeah. Never ends, right? I'm seeing the sun-kissed glow. So that's
Yeah,
vacation hasn't worn off yet.
no, not worn off. It's still there.
Hello, everyone. My name is Melissa D. Hall. I'm in the Medicare space and I've been doing it since 2008. Have won all the awards, all the accolades, really big in the media. I have, done TED Talks on insurance, on Medicare. Okay. I have done television commercials all up and down the East Coast. I have owned call centers, sold agencies, all the things, all the things. And now I'm at a point in my career where I'm just helping other agents go straight to the top. And a big way that I do that is through the Best AEP Ever virtual conference. It's a free virtual conference designed to teach Medicare agents how to write their first 100 applications in Medicare, and it's totally free. It's happening July 28th and 29th online. Mary is one of our speakers, okay, on the cross selling panel to help us learn about um, auto insurance and personal lines. And I'm also going to have a bunch of top producers from around the country. We have over 1,000 people who have registered for this event. And we keep climbing. Every year gets bigger. We're going to have people talk about how you can network with doctors' offices, right? ACA, how you can sell life insurance, get started doing that. What else? How you can host events. So, one of the things that I have really made my name for in the insurance industry is hosting events. Okay. I hosted an event and it ended up going viral online where I got over like 5 million views at this point, and Google picked it as one of the top moments on the internet of 2025. Okay. Yeah. And so from there, thank you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. It is a big deal. And from there, I just started teaching other agents how to do the same thing without spending thousands of dollars doing it. Okay. And I'm going to be talking about how to do that. Uh, I love the best AEP ever because you go to a lot of conferences and it's just a bunch of talking heads. It's just a bunch of corporate people, right? Can we agree on that? Company reps telling you a bunch of BS because they've never done the job. But the best AEP ever is not that. It is unfiltered. You will be able to ask questions, come on camera. It is not just a bunch of talking heads, it's real people who've done real things, okay? And it gets kind of raw and exciting. All right. We're going to be doing some giveaways, and it's like I tell people, it's like a family reunion because people come to this every year. People literally shut down their offices and have everyone tune in and watch this. Okay. And you know, I would love to have you all there. Okay. It's bestaepever.com. You can go ahead. Hope to see you there, Javier. Okay. Hope you got a smile on your face, Javier. Okay. Javier's sitting there like this. Okay. Hope to see you there. Like I said, it's totally free. Bestaepever.com. U2CJ. Okay. Come on there and support Mary. Okay. Her crew. Support the insurance exam queen. Okay. She was on there last year. She was an amazing guest. I'm so happy to see her again. I'm so grateful for her. I finally got my stuff together on the back end. Me and her will be doing a lot more together coming up. I hope to learn more about PNC in you all's world. She has really like stayed faithful to this group, and it's just amazing just to see it grow. So yeah. Any questions?
Can you repeat
How
the date?
mhm.
Sure. July 28th and 29th.
Okay,
Okay,
thank
it's
you.
from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. Eastern. And again, it's totally free. Now, the replay, let's say you're like, I want to come, but you're not gonna be able to stay the whole time. That's okay. You can go ahead and purchase the replay. Right now, the replay is on sale for $50. Okay, $49. You can't beat that. Okay. Now, once the event starts, it's gonna double in price and probably go up a little bit more. Okay. So, but right now it's only $49 and you get both days.
Perfect.
Mm-hmm.
It is the most bang for your buck, especially, I mean, really new to Medicare, just getting started. I mean, when it comes to our group, a lot of times people are passing the exam and they don't really know their next steps.
Mm-hmm.
Melissa, thank you for bringing the resources, the information, the insights. And even for people who have not passed the exam yet, to be able to get an inside peek on what it looks like, the expectations for a Medicare agent. That's huge.
Thank you so much. Yes, I'm very excited. And this year is going to be even better. I really listened a lot to my audience about what they need to get started.
Mhm.
Because sometimes when you do something for so long, you can talk up here and just assume everybody understands. So this year we're really bringing it down to the minutia, okay? And so the first day is really catered to people. We call them 0 to 100 apps, right? They really don't know much about the business, or they might have gotten their license, even had it a few years, but haven't done much with it. So the first day is really for those people. We call them 0 to 100. And the second day is for people who want to scale, okay, who want to go beyond that. So it's something for everyone. And if you all have been thinking about doing a career in Medicare, or and just trying to figure out what it's all about, right? This will be amazing for you. And even if you don't and you just want to support Mary, you can come ahead, go there and just support her. She needs it, okay? Because she's gonna be up there with all these people listening to her.
Whew, hang on, let me check my heart rate. What though, I will say over the last 3 years, coming from a space where I had never gone live, never been on video, being an insurance agent really gets you out of your comfort zone. And we talk about it all the time, not being a secret agent. We
That's
need to
right.
get out there, right? We need to post about what we do. We talked about social media last week.
It's all good. It's all good. The right people have saw us, and Mary, I appreciate you really pushing this out to your group, right? And it's all gonna work out. And again, I'm just so honored to be back on here tonight. And make sure y'all go to the bestaepever.com to register. Again, it's free. And let all your friends know, because they need help too. They need help too. They need to
Um,
meet you too. Mhm.
if you can maybe send me the link, Mary or Melissa, either or. I think we're friends, Melissa, and on Facebook. But if you can send me the link, I have a Facebook group with a lot of agents as well in there, and I can share it for you and get them to sign up.
Mhm.
Oh, okay, great. Yeah, I'll send you a flyer. I appreciate that. What group is it?
It's called the Wealthy Insurance Women.
Oh, okay. Yeah, invite me to it too. Okay.
Yeah, perfect.
Yeah, invite me to it. Okay, fantastic. Well, I appreciate it. I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna hop off here, and y'all have a blessed day. Thank you, Mary. Talk to you
Thank
later.
you. Thank
Okay,
you.
Thank
bye.
you.
Nice seeing you,
Bye.
CJ. Bye, Javier, Lauren, Tina. Mhm.
Awesome. Christine, thank you so much for sharing.
Oh, no problem.
Yeah, no, we are talking about personal lines versus commercial lines. Which direction do we go? And
Mm.
I'm a personal lines agent. It's home, auto, puppy, baby, boat, umbrella, right? But
Mm-hmm.
Christine takes care of the big fish. Holy cow, the big ones. What is the biggest policy you've ever written and the longest that you had to work on one?
Wow. Okay. So biggest policy that I've ever written is for actually, and I still have them in my book of business. They're my best clients. So Their premium is around total with everything that they have, all the policies that they have, is around $600,000 annually that they're paying, and they have all the insurance. They're an excavation construction company, so they have commercial, like the property insurance, they have the liability insurance, they have contractors liability, they have pollution, they have cyber insurance, they have all the packages. And yeah, so that's about $600,000 of my book of business. And the longest that I've worked on one, I would say it might have been I remember this outfitter place, and it took a really long time to be able to like get them to give me a chance to quote. But eventually they did, and I think we worked on it for like something like 120 days, like
Wow.
from beginning to end. Well, not like when I got them to quote. So I had to go there many times because this is like this huge land with many acres and everything. And like there's so many buildings on there, so many little cottages and stuff. And so yeah, so I went there and we took pictures of everything. We had an inspector come in. We had all these things happening before we could actually write the policy. But yeah, so it's yeah, it's a different game.
Yeah. I mean, when we're doing home and auto on the personal line side, they call in, we quote them. Maybe it's 24 hours, at most 48.
Mm-hmm.
But it's a pretty quick turnaround on the personal line side. So it is quote and bind, quote and bind. But on the commercial side, well, and we have to build relationships too, but
Of
it's
course.
not the same.
No.
Wouldn't you agree?
Yeah, definitely. And it's just because there's so many moving pieces. And I know that in personal lines as well, there's a lot of moving, there's many insurance types that you need to combine for your client. Like, let's say, like you say, auto, home, the dogs, the umbrella, like all of these things. But in commercial insurance, there's many types of protections that are solo policies that need to be put in place in order to cover them really properly so that they don't have any holes of insurance. And yeah, so most of the time, and like they don't necessarily know much about it. So we're really there to be their advisors, same as you guys. It's the same type of relationship. It's just we have to quote them a lot longer. It takes a lot more preparation. We don't just put put some information, and this would be so much easier if it was possible, but I don't think it ever will be, to just like fill in information in a system and get a premium. It really has to be underwritten. It has to have someone touch it, look at it, like just take it all parts by parts, puzzle piece by puzzle piece, and just give us like a rate and pricing and this and that. So it is a longer process, but the main thing in all of it is always relationships, right? Because if we don't build relationships with our clients, then what are we doing?
Right.
Yeah.
No, exactly. Yeah. Well, and we talk about relationship building all the time because it's not just the person you're working with, it's who
No.
they know. Business owners hang out with other business owners,
Business owners.
right?
Yes,
So,
exactly. And that's exactly how I've built my whole book of business. When I started out 12 years ago, I did do some cold calling and taken the book, the big yellow pages book, and I would call them one by one. And that was very hard, more so maybe in businesses, because we didn't have these leads or anything. They weren't warm leads or anything like that. So we would just call and see to try to talk to the right person, because you're not always talking to the right person. And most of the time you call and you get the receptionist and she's like, well, I have no idea when the renewal date is, you know?
there.
So you get to kind of like try to talk to the right person, but really, like, the best way that I found to grow my book of business in commercial insurance is really by referrals, because it's the nerve, it's the main thing. It's really the main thing, because if you don't build these relationships with your existing clients, you don't give them an exceptional service, and you're there for their needs, and you like just give them you're part of their counseling team.
Right up there with
You're an advisor.
attorneys, right? Yeah.
Yes. They
Hmm.
have attorneys, they have notaries, they have accountants, and they have insurance people. So if you're not part of those, that like very tight knit knot, and like you really have to get into a relationship where they get to trust you because you know what you're talking about. And eventually what happens is that they're so satisfied with your service, so satisfied with the way that you have been there to serve them, to advise them, to be there, and to build that relationship with them, that they become your best marketing team. I don't personally, like, my whole book of business has grown $3 million over the past 3 years
Nice.
without me cold calling anyone, just by referrals from a client that's calling me, or the existing clients that are buying bigger buildings, or that are they need builders risks because they're going to be doing a construction. It's all like just getting that little thing. So it does get easier in the beginning. It's a little bit harder to get into the game, but once you get those clients, and I often, and I know that this is not necessarily possible for everyone or every business or every agency, but the best way to start in commercial insurance is to have a volume of insurance, and then to get to know those clients, to become an account manager, get to know those clients, and then make your name. It's really the best way to start.
Ooh, you're giving me chills.
But it really is, because to start off being like a 100% commission producer, it's really, really hard, because you have to make your name. And most people in businesses, they don't necessarily have the time to start shopping or doing all these things, and they really need the experts. So to get all your experience, to be the account manager of maybe a senior producer, and just learning the most that you can, learning, understanding all the products, getting really, really good at explaining them and like verbalizing them in a way that the clients actually understand what you're talking about, because most of them, like, if you talk insurance terms, they don't get it. Um, just getting there, really, really learning and becoming that person, that you build those relationships with those existing clients that aren't necessarily your book of business, but then you can do new business and bring in more clients, because those clients will refer you to their people. Most producers, what they do is they usually, anyways, I don't know if it's like this for every agency, but I know that there's some that they just do new business. So like they're like the people that are really good at networking, and they go get the client and then they sell the policy, but then they don't service them. I prefer working in a different way, where I prefer having assistants and people who can help me on the back end, so that I can continue having that relationship with my clients, and that I'm still the main person in the front.
So you also service the policies once they're written.
I service the policies all the time. All my
Do
clients.
you get paid on renewal? Is that, if you do, is that normal in commercial?
Yeah, well, it what's normal in commercial, I can't tell you really, because
Okay.
it
That's
depends from one agency to another. I've seen people be 100% commission. I've seen people have a salary based on their renewal, like on the volume that they're servicing, and then getting new business commissions. That's how I'm paid, actually. I have the volume, it generates like a salary, and I also have new business commissions. And I've also seen other types of ways of being paid, where you get a percentage on your renewals, then you get a bit more, like a bigger percentage on on your um, your new business, and you have very base salary. anyways, there's many ways of being paid in the commercial
Okay.
space.
And for the personal line space, that's also true. It depends on which agency you're with, which company you're with.
Hmm.
You can get paid hourly salary, a percentage of the commission of, right?
Yeah.
Or there are those who are just flat commit. I am flat commission only. I don't get hourly salary. If I don't work, it don't work for me. So I work when there's work to be done, but I get a percentage between 8 and 12%, but that's what the company is giving the agency. On the other hand,
Hmm.
for right now, I do not have access to renewals, but
Okay.
there will come a time. So that's coming in the woodwork,
Is
but
it because like you're new so you're building your book of business and next year you'll get the renewals, or does it not work that way?
so because we are an agency that ran just on commission only between 8 and 12%. Um, However, they just got acquired by Alchemy.
Okay.
Alchemy Insurance is one, and you may not have heard of it yet because they are still revving up, but they are one of the fastest growing insurance companies. They're high tech, brokerage only, and they're giving a lot of freedom to the agents in these seats. So they're making some really good changes for us. But I did start on the hourly side, and it wasn't even a percentage of commission. It was if I sold an auto, I got $30. So
Okay.
a long way from where I began, but it's a great example, whether we're personal lines or commercial lines, how we get paid can vary from
Yeah.
agency to agency a lot.
Hmm.
I
Yeah,
see
I think
people
we,
all the time working really hard, closing, huge sales and just making nothing, which is
yeah,
awful.
I think that
Yeah.
it's important to shop around for our jobs.
Yeah.
I don't know in the States because for anyone who doesn't know, I'm in Canada.
Mhm.
So it's a little bit different here, but it remains insurance. You know, it's still the same type of protections. We don't have Medicare here in Quebec. Because it's free from the government, free but not very good. But anyways, that's for another story for another day.
For someone just starting out, brand new to commercial,
Hmm.
what would be a couple of things that you would recommend? And also, do you offer mentorship?
Yes, I do.
Yeah.
Yes, I do.
Mhm.
Yeah. Okay. So first and foremost, and I always say this, and for people on here that don't know me, I'm the insurance alignment queen. I am also a commercial broker. I always say to all the new agents and to all the new people, first and foremost, do not compare your day one with somebody's day 78 or 178 or whatever years they have. Because I did that mistake. When I went into the insurance industry, I started as a commercial broker and I compared myself to the senior brokers that were there, and it completely destroyed me. It destroyed my confidence. It made me have to prove myself so much. I was in a huge misaligned space because it was like I wasn't there for the clients necessarily. I just wanted to prove that I was valuable. And that was because I was comparing myself. So, first and foremost, do not compare yourself. Everybody starts somewhere. And the best that you can do is just observe and learn and ask questions and get a mentor because it's insurance is hard. There's a lot of things, there's a lot of moving parts, there's a lot of things that we need to know, that we need to get the knowledge around. We need to be supported. So being in these types of groups, being in this group with Mary, coming into my group,
Yeah.
being on these calls, getting a mentor, these are all super important things. If I had done this in the beginning of my career, I would not, and I probably would not have gone full blown depression, and I wouldn't have had to stop and take that time for myself. I would have done it in a different way and it would have been a lot easier. Although I wouldn't have the story to tell today. So it happens. But yeah, so for me, first and foremost, do not compare yourself. Secondly, learn, observe people around you, observe what they're doing. You can look at the senior producers, you can look at what they're doing, and be very curious. We love insurance. We're here to serve the clients. We're here to yes, make money at the end of the day, but the most important thing, money, I always say this, money is a byproduct of your service, is a byproduct of the care that you give to your clients, is a byproduct of the passion that you have. If you understand all the products and you get really you get curious, you want the knowledge, you want to learn, that's how you're going to grow, and that's how you're going to evolve, and that's how you're going to become the expert in your domain. It's really that way. So that's my like three things. And yes, of course, I do mentor. If ever you guys want to reach out, it will be my pleasure. And I will be here more often on these calls and in Mary's group. I've been absent for quite some time because I've had a lot of moving parts. But I'll try to be more in. I see like I've seen a couple of questions pop up in the group, and I'll try to be more present and answer those questions for the commercial side and also for the mindset and alignment side, because it truly is it's the most important thing. The mindset part, and knowing that you're doing your best and that you're learning and being that, if it was your son or your daughter or your friend that would come to you and would tell you that they have doubts and they have fears and they're not too sure about what they're doing, et cetera, you wouldn't tell that person, oh my God, you're so failing. You're not doing this properly. You're not doing this. You're not doing that. But we have such an easy way of doing that to ourselves, and to being so hard on ourselves. I think giving ourselves grace and really just, it's a process, it's a journey, and one day you'll get to where you want, but you have to go through the process and go through the journey.
That's amazing. Yeah. Practice makes proficient. That's
Yes.
all.
Not perfect, because perfect does not exist.
Perfect does not exist. Well, they say perfection is of God, right? But
Yeah.
yeah, no, it's not something we should strive for,
No.
right? Even if, and I've heard a lot of new agents say, Mary, I'm afraid of making a mistake. What if I write a policy wrong? What if I forgot to add a trust? Right? What if I didn't write it for the right liability limit? Guess what? The coolest thing about this industry is it really is a phone call, a click of a button, right? Communication, and then we learn. I
Yeah.
don't know about you, but yeah, I made all kinds of mistakes in the beginning. I mean,
But
it's
yeah, we
okay.
make all kinds of mistakes, and at the same time, it's it's by doing the mistakes that you'll actually learn something.
Right.
By making the mistakes, it registers.
Hmm.
I don't know about you, but I've made mistakes for sure. I've made a lot of mistakes in my time in insurance, and I've learned from those mistakes, and I don't make them anymore. And most of the time they're not terrible. And if they are, and like, we have errors and omission insurance to protect us, because we're human. It happens. If ever there's something huge that happens and it's a really big thing, well, you have insurance for that. Your
Right.
agency, or like, I don't know in the States, but here it's like an obligation. We have to
You
have
have
errors
to.
and omission.
You
Probably
have
same thing. Exactly. So we don't want to use it. We want to be the best that we can. We want to try to not use it, but it's our safety net. It's there if we make mistakes. And your agencies, when they hire you and you're starting, they know this. They know this, that they're going to give you that time to adapt. You have to grow, you have to learn, you have to make mistakes to learn. It's just
Right.
the way it is.
So when I think of E&O insurance, I think of it like a new teen driver. The new teen driver gets behind the wheel. We bump into a mailbox. It was an accident. It wasn't intentional. It wasn't on purpose. an insurance agent that maybe wrote a policy, forgot the water backup. Oh no, I forgot the water backup. Oh, I didn't set the liability high enough. It's an accident. These things, one, they shouldn't be done intentionally, right? Oh, I'm going to give somebody lower coverage so I get a better premium. That's
I
never a
don't
good
think that would
idea.
be that would be
Well,
good.
no, any quality. So if an agent does that, they don't last long. They won't
No.
last long because
Mhm.
that's a trust thing. But I use that as an example. It's like a new teen driver, right? So as you are behind the wheel on the laptop, navigating the screens, you know, if there is something you need to go back and fix, it's a click of a button. It's a phone call, right?
Yeah.
And if it's
Yeah.
a phone call to a policyholder to say, we forgot to
Yeah.
write this with water backup. Now, ultimately, the policyholder, they have to sign the documents. So they are accepting what it is that we're writing. But at the end of the day, it's in order to indemnify. So E&O is for the purposes of covering the agency's assets the same way we would
Yeah.
for policy.
Exactly.
Thank you for bringing that up. Yeah.
Yeah. My
I think
pleasure.
a lot of people walk around, trying so hard not to make mistakes, but
Which is good.
which is
Like
good.
we
You
don't
want it to
want
be
to
accurate,
make the most mistakes and we
right?
want to ask questions. But I know that, and this is a little bit of a rough patch for many agencies, because, and I've seen this for myself, there's a lack of training. There's a lack of resources. There's a lack of resources for the mindset part, and this is why probably, Mary, you started teaching people how to sell, because you saw the gap and you saw same thing with me. I saw that there was this huge gap of not teaching insurance agents how to take care of themselves, how to not burn out. And
Mhm.
we have the highest burnout rate. I think it's 38 or 51, like 38 to 51% of agents that will burn out and be in depression. It's completely ridiculous, and there's no resources for that. So I saw the gap, and I created this coaching business to help, this mentorship business to help people with that. Same thing with Mary. You saw the gap in training, in sales training, and in training for new agents, and this, it's something in pretty much all agencies. There's a gap in the actual training. So the agency can't, if they're not training you like really intensely, they cannot be mad at you if you make mistakes. And then again, we get so shy to ask questions. Even seasoned brokers, even me, I've been doing this for the past almost 13 years now. I still ask questions. I still call my colleagues and say, hey, this thing, I'm not so sure. Do you think I should go this way or that way? Or oh, I still ask questions. We still refer to ourselves. And I know that for a lot of young agents, when you're starting off, you don't want to be the person that's always asking for help and always, but there's this group, there's me, there's people here to support you. There is your team as well. So I think asking questions and being very curious and getting that knowledge and wanting to know, and it's not asking the same question 78 times. If you like, just listen to the answer, because
Mhm.
we've seen that as well. But I think we have to take that shame or like guilt of asking questions off as well, and saying that we're here for that.
Yeah.
See, even seasoned brokers, even people who have been doing this for years, we still ask questions, and it's normal. And we still call the underwriting teams, and we still ask them, does this fall under a directors and officers policy or an or errors and emissions? I still call them. I still ask questions. I still read the wordings. It's yeah,
Because it's better to write it the first time
yeah,
correctly. So
yeah,
I would rather spend 10 minutes on the phone with an underwriter than an hour trying to fix a mistake, because that's the truth of it.
Definitely.
Hmm.
Definitely. When you're not sure, ask questions. Ask questions to your team, ask questions in the group, ask questions to the underwriters. You can find the answer. It might not be always easy, but it's there.
I think that was one of the first things I learned is always go to your resources. Do not rely on your memory. The
No.
industry is always changing. Different carriers might change their appetite, right?
Mm-hmm.
So always check your resources, even if you think you know the answer. Yeah.
And let's be honest, I know for me in the brokerage side, I can't even count the amount of insurance companies that I work with.
Yeah.
How am I to know all of their little standards and what exactly they're looking for? And it's not possible to remember all of these things. It's not possible to remember every one of their products and every one of their, it's not possible to do that. So asking questions is always like the best way to go.
That's amazing. Speaking of asking questions,
Yeah.
Yeah,
does
don't be afraid to reach out to your underwriters. They become your friends. Usually when I'm on chat, they're like, "Oh, it's him again." I'm like, "No, I'm just asking a quick question." And they're like, "Cool." I'm usually in and out in a chat within 5 minutes. And then I'm taking notes too as I'm getting that information down. So I can, because when you write something down, you automatically put it into memory.
because your eyes see what your hands write, that your brain processed. It's a couple of steps.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And at the same time, just to go on to what CJ just said, the underwriters in commercial lines, they become your best friends because sometimes it's not necessary, it doesn't get necessarily in what they're looking for. But if you have those relationships with the underwriters, those are very important as well. It's not just the relationships with the clients, it's the relationships with the insurance underwriters is gold as well.
Awesome.
Hi, I just want to jump in on that as well. Definitely for sure. Every time you speak to an underwriter, get their alias, make sure before you start throwing questions at them, make sure you ask them how they're doing. Even if they don't tell you how they're actually doing, you asking them in that day might just brighten up their day just enough where they give you more information more than they normally would. And not every underwriter is going to know everything. Sometimes when you think you know something and then you call them up just to double check and you're like, that doesn't sound right. Hang up and call again and make sure and double check that second underwriter gives you the same exact answer before you move on to anything. Because it's been too many times where it's not just me, but like my coworkers, it's like, yeah, but this person told me to write it this way and I did. And then it turns out it was wrong. It's like, you don't know how long they've been with the company, right?
Yeah.
Or if they even ever wrote that. Sometimes, like actually last week, it's okay to push back on them because last week I was like, when was the last time you did this specific thing? And they're like, I'm not 100% sure. I was like, what do you mean? Okay, can you double check with your supervisor? And they had to double check with their supervisor, and it turns out we were half right and half wrong. I'd rather be 100% right if I'm using my time to speak to an underwriter. Give me 100% of the right answer. I'll spend an extra 3 minutes with you just so you can make sure that you gave me the right answer. That's okay. Make it a safe space for the underwriter too, right? They sit there and all day long people are yelling at them because they thought they knew something and they were trying to get something approved. Turns out 3 months ago, the last time they wrote it, things have changed. Things in the games have changed. So it's okay for them to double check and just make it a safe space for them, just like they're trying to do that for you. But definitely for sure, write down their alias just in case you need to circle back and it's like, well, this person told me that this is correct. And always write that down. I even teamed them. I even say good morning, and I actually spoke to somebody last week, and now we talk every single day. Just in case I have anything, I just write them on Teams instead of me calling them up.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Same
Well,
thing for them. They're allowed to ask questions, you know? Same, we're all human.
Yeah.
So same thing for them.
You can get turnover in underwriting the same way as any other seat. They are not immune.
Mm-mm.
Yeah. Yeah. What
Mhm.
other kinds of thank you, Tina.
Hmm.
I love your
Thank
insight.
you so much.
Yeah.
Luckily, this week I was able to write like 2 umbrella policies. I didn't even know we could still do that at the farm, but it feels so good to be able to write those.
Was
Just
there a
throwing that
time
out there.
for you? And for those who are new in, the umbrella side is that personal line side, covers home and auto.
We have it in commercial too.
Tell us
We
more.
have an
Bigger?
we
Are
have
they just
we have
bigger?
umbrella in commercial as well.
Is it like the $10 million umbrella?
Well, it depends. It could be 20, it could be whatever you want limit, but yeah, it covers all the fleets of autos and all. It just adds like it's excess insurance, but we do call it umbrella.
So I feel like commercial is really just supersized personal lines. Instead, I mean mega size.
It
Um,
is.
instead of just covering the home, you're covering the building. Instead of just covering an auto or two that are driven back and forth to work every day, now you have maybe employees driving them, people, or maybe they've got a fleet of cars that they rent out,
Yeah.
right? Just as an
Hmm.
example. What kind of
Hmm.
other examples would just to supersize commercial for our brains? Can you give us a couple more examples of like supersized policies?
Oh boy. Yeah, well,
Airplane?
supersized policies that, well, I can give you examples of the policies that I have. Okay.
Okay.
So, like I said before, I have a construction team, a construction place, where they have all the types of insurance that you want. They have an umbrella, pollution, et cetera, et cetera. They have all of those things. After that, I have another guy that he has a construction company, but he also has like, I think it's like 150 buildings, and they're like, there's housing in there, there's commercial buildings, there's small commercial buildings. So he's like, he has, seriously, he must have at least 25 companies, like numbered companies. He's like an octopus. That's all sorts of things. After that, we have, of course, well, like trucking companies that transport goods. So there's the cargo that we have to insure to insure that. We have the trucks that we have to insure. We have the liability that we have to insure. We have, yeah, like there's that. It's so diverse. You know, that's what I love about the commercial side. It is never the same thing. I've had these insane people calling me, and I don't know why, but I'm always the person that, like, the special things fall on my desk all the time. I had this guy that wanted to, he had, I think it was 3 or 4 buses that he had changed, like he had taken out all the seats inside and he had put beds so that he could rent the buses in weddings to for people to stay in the buses, like mobile hotel rooms kind of
Okay.
thing. It's like, yeah, it's so many times I have people calling me and it's always so different. And yeah, so yes, there is super size, but sometimes it's just weird things
Or
happening.
maybe a cookie company, something small.
Yeah,
Or
yeah. It can be.
goat
I
yoga,
do
you
have
know.
small businesses as well. I do have people that do cleaning. I have a person that has a small like convenience store. I do smaller things as well. But yeah, the bigger ones are just a little bit juicier to work on. They take a lot more time though.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
wrote a commercial policy a couple months ago. It was a fun one. My website design and developer, who was just getting his business off the ground, he comes to me. Obviously, he was in my networking group, and he was like, "Can you write my policy?" I was like, "Good thing you asked, because I have this. There's this portal that I can go into, and I just gather all the data, and then it spits out what brokers I can put them in. So you put them in Hiscox. So it was a
Yeah.
really great deal, and he's pretty thankful. Tried to get the auto
Oh,
involved.
that's cool. He needed a tech. He was making an application, so he needed
Yeah.
a tech policy.
Yeah, so he needed just a basic general liability policy for his website design and development company. So we did it for him, or I did it for him.
Ah, nice. That's really cool.
But those applications, they are time consuming. I was like, I can see why it takes a day to do it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and they ask a lot of questions. A lot.
Well,
But
their businesses are their babies.
Mhm.
no, not the clients. I mean the underwriters.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah, yeah.
Underwriters asks a lot of questions, and they have these, yeah, like you say, applications that you have to fill out, and they're like 10 pages long, and but
Do we have other questions? Anything? Christine, we are so grateful for your time. Thank you for being willing to come in and share and encourage us. Does
oh, it's my
anyone have
pleasure.
any other questions? Anything else we want to bring up or talk about? We are really good at eating up an hour quickly. This blows my mind every time.
I just want to remind people that it's okay to seek therapy while you're doing this kind of a job. You're reaching out to people randomly. I do a lot of cold calling. I know CJ for a fact does a lot of cold calling too. And people are either really robotic or they'll give you the whole shebang about their whole entire family. And it's how you really approach it, right? We talked about compassion in my team's meeting on Monday, and just like we just really have to be compassionate because we have no idea what we're about to walk into, right? Like we don't know if somebody lost their insurance for whatever reason, or maybe they lost somebody recently and their insurance went sky high because they're the person that they originally had the policy with, they had a better driving record and now it's almost not affordable. Or there's a lot of people who are on fixed income, and when you absorb, like I'm an empath, when a lot of people who do this job, they're empaths too, and it's just like we are absorbing all the energy and we're trying to take on whatever we can, and we try to reveal blind spots for them. They don't know the company that you're with. You also do life insurance, you could do short-term disability, you could do all these other things. Like I know I don't only sell car insurance. You might have applied for car insurance, auto insurance, but that doesn't mean I'm not going to ask you if you're covered in other things. I keep using the analogy. It's like, when was the last time that you bought a blanket with holes in it? The only things I like to buy holes with is Swiss cheese and maybe a crochet blanket. Right? So it's just like make sure you don't go there scared. Like you go in. They already welcomed you in. They already picked up the phone. Show them everything that you have. And another thing, I was talking out loud with one of my coworkers. He was saying like so many people want to compare apples to apples. When was the last time you bought a bruised apple? Never. Just because one supermarket has apples and my supermarket has apples, I know I'm the shinier one that gives you all the vitamins that you need. You don't buy the bruised up apples. I'll pay
Yeah.
the extra 25 cents an apple just so I could get the better, healthier apple. You are that shiny apple.
Tina, I
Definitely.
love the way you use your words. It's
It's always food related.
Definitely.
We did have a question in the chat too, saying I would definitely love to ask regarding the job hunt.
Oh, look at that. Mary Bear.
Yeah. How would, Christine, if somebody wanted to get into the commercial side, what would
Yeah.
be the proper approach?
Well, I have a very not normal way. Like my career started not normally. Usually people do not start in commercial insurance directly. They usually start with personal lines and then they go up to commercial eventually. So I would really just zone in to getting like really, really good. If you're starting out, I would like just learn as much as you can about the basic of insurance. And after that, it's just to build that confidence, to take those actions, to like do the things that you need to do, learn, as much as you can, and eventually when there's either at the agency where you are currently, when there's an opening, or just, talk about it, talk about wanting to go in commercial insurance, because I know that a lot of people in our brokerage, that's how they went to commercial insurance. They talked about it all the time. They said that they just showed interest. They showed that they were really interested in learning commercial insurance, and that as soon as they would get an opening or anything, like, I would really like for you to interview me and to ask me if it would be possible. That's if you want to stay at the same agency. If you want to move, then I would just get the most experience that you can, because usually, to be honest, people that start people that are in insurance, it usually takes about, well, of what I've seen, about 2 years of like personal line experience, and then they can switch to the commercial side. And I don't know, like, I know that in the States maybe it's different, and it must differ from one agency to another. Some of them you can do commercial insurance as well as the personal lines. You can do both. Some places you can't, like in our brokerage, I can't. I have the personal lines team that can take all the personal lines from our commercial clients, and we cross refer to each other. So we're really more specialized. But I do have my both permits, though. I do have the personal lines permits and the commercial ones as well.
In Canada, do you have to have the personalized permit in order to have
No.
commercial? Okay. So it is optional that you have it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it is optional. But when I went to school, I did it was like 1 year of college. Anyways, it was a course, and like, I was already there. I had learned all of it. So I was like, well, I'm gonna go get both permits, So
Yeah. Smart move.
yeah. I'm seeing questions. Wait a minute.
Mhm.
My cat
Oh,
is
these are for you all the way. I'm gonna sit back.
my cat is disturbing me. Sorry. Oh my God, it's dark here. Just give me a second, okay? I'm just gonna move my stuff around.
I can read this out loud if you'd like.
No, but I'm still gonna move the stuff around and open the lights.
Okay.
There you go. That should be better.
Okay.
Okay, so I still do cold calls, but not as much as I'm getting referrals. Of course, CJ, that's incredible, and that's exactly what's happening. That's exactly what's gonna happen, even more, because that's just what it is. And I'm engaging in a ton of posts on social media, which is the best way of doing it. Also, how much income potential is there in insurance? For example, I'm in New York City. I do love helping people a lot. It is my passion, but I'm still considering whether or not it is the right move. Are you in commercial lines, or are you in personal lines, Eliana? Research, but would love to know what you ladies have seen in your experience in the industry. Well, I can go on my side. So for me, for sure, I did not start out making this type of money, but now this year I'm well off with the salary and the commissions that I've made up to now. I'm gonna be over $200,000 this year. That's me. I started out, just give me a second. I started out when I started 12 years ago. Must have been somewhere around 60-ish. So, yeah. And I don't know, Mary, for you, maybe you can give her a little bit numbers there, but yeah. And if I look at, like, in the office, people, it depends. It depends of the, like, are you an account manager? Are you a producer? Are you both? Are you, like, what it is that you have? It depends of the insurance agency, as we said before. I have colleagues that we actually have producers that make over $500,000 a year. in our brokerage, and there's from 0 to $500,000 easily. So
It's the right industry for that, for sure.
yeah,
And if you're paid on commission, the bigger the policy, the more the premium, the more you make, for sure.
yeah,
I am projected to make 120, which is I've only been in for 6 years, but there was a lot of
wow,
hustle for the first 4.5 of that. And I
yeah,
feel like it takes, to your point, 2 to 3 years for an agent to get comfortable, you know? So
yeah,
I've only been in this seat for it's just now 2 years. And working with 40 different carriers, it takes time. And it also takes time if you have to move agencies, it takes time for people to find you again, even if you are
yeah,
posting on social, which is, and bravo to you, CJ, it is really important that we post on social all the time, all the time.
yeah,
So,
yeah.
yeah, insurance is definitely a six-figure seat. It might take a year or 2 or 3 to get there, and it does depend on where you're at, what you're offering, which agency you're with. But if you're wanting to make six figures, you don't even need a college degree, it's a high school diploma. So this is the industry for that, for sure.
Yeah,
Now, especially if you're
definitely.
starting off too, like don't expect that first month to get your first six figures. It's going to take time. I remember my very, 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 very first month. I exceeded my goal, and I think I did, this was 3 years ago. I think I did 25 items or 25, yeah, 25 items that very first month. I kind of was like, I was expected to do like 10, but I just kept going and kept going. And now I'm like 25 to 30, almost 40 items a month.
Well, and CJ, you're a top producer, but I want to say something to that too. You also take the time to invest in yourself, right? You're part of the groups, you're answering questions, you're still asking questions. You come to Power Hour, you use your resources. So, see, anyone who's new, be like CJ. We're always learning. We're always learning.
But
Um,
I still learn. I still invest. Like I invested so much in myself, so much money in my personal development, in sales trainings, in mindset work, in mentors and coaches, and in so many like if you really want to be on the top, you need that support, because as I always say, time is the most important resource. Your time, you cannot, we can't gain time. We have time and then it disappears. You can't renew it. It's not a renewable resource. Money
bingo.
is a renewable resource. All effort is a renewable resource. Energy is a renewable resource, not time. Time is not a renewable resource. So taking money and investing in yourself to learn from people who's done it before you, and to shorten the gap of time from where you are to where you want to be, because you've invested in people that are going to bring you there quicker, is the most incredible thing. And you'll have the biggest ROI, return on investment, if you invest in yourself.
I love it. I love it. Yeah, and really the courses, resources, anything up on the website, it is priced on purpose. $27, 97 for the big packages. The boot camp, we're coming up on the 1 month on boot camp. And Christine, it was personal lines that we were doing. So if you want to do a baby boot camp on commercial, and we can
I
do an
could do that.
expansion
I could
pack,
do that.
um, and truly, if anybody finds the sales queen through you, we have affiliate links all over the place. So we want to make sure, Christine, thank you for your time, but we also want to make sure if people found us that way,
Yeah.
we like to pay it forward because again, we are the bridge builders, 100%. So
Mm-hmm.
let's get together on that, and then let's get together on this podcast. I love that
Yeah,
idea.
yeah, exactly. We could do it with Melissa, and with Melissa D. Hall that was here before, the insurance queen, insurance sales queen, insurance alignment queen, insurance queen podcast
The
with
insurance
guests.
Yeah, I love it. I love it.
I love
Also,
that idea.
That's good.
so once we're done with this, we're going to download, we're going to upload and get it out into the socials. We will have our follow-up email. If you don't mind sending me your link for mentorship, anything that you
Yeah.
have, packages, we'll make sure
Mhm.
that is also included. But in the meantime, if anyone has questions, go follow and friend Christine. And thank you again, Christine, for joining us tonight.
My pleasure. My pleasure. It was really so nice to see you all. Thank
Yeah.
you.
Loving the
Thank you,
glowing
guys.
skin. We'll see everybody. Oh, go ahead, CJ.
Was gonna say thank you to Christine because I mean I love when she comes live and she does those things because it's incredible. She's-
Thank you so
oh,
much, CJ.
Keep her at it. All right.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you all for being here. Thank you. And see you soon.
See you soon, everybody. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
I